Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video where today we're going to be doing day 31 of Horror October, and the film that we're going to be talking about today is Haunt. And with this film, I did want to watch a film that took place around Halloween, or at least on it, or at least held some themes about Halloween, as is tradition with Horror October with the final day. And interestingly enough, I actually went to a haunted attraction that very day, and this film is about that. So this is a 2019 film that's actually on Shudder, and it was actually pretty good. I mean, it plays fairly simply with its premise, but for what it's worth, it does do really well actually. I mean, its premise is so basic, and many other horror movies that do the same premise would just be boring and unoriginal, but I feel like this film does something with this premise that's just a little bit more exciting than other movies of its type. This movie actually reminded me a lot of the movie Escape Room from 2019. It's very similar to that, just group of people, go to a place and things aren't quite right, and some of them die, and yeah, they have to fight for their lives and whatnot. It's just it plays a lot of those. It does seem like a lot of those, but I feel like it sets itself apart from those, really, because the thing about this is that you don't see a lot of the things coming in this movie, and the horror in this is so well done and really got me into it, and I was pretty on edge with you don't really know what's going to happen with these characters given how these villains are. These villains are very smart and crafty. You can never really tell what their next move is going to be, or where the story's going to go, really. And characters dying, you can't really guess which characters are going to die and which ones aren't. I mean, some of them you probably could, but a lot of them, a lot of the progression in this is just unpredictable, which I do like. And this movie is just isn't afraid to be brutal and absolutely ruthless, when it comes to what these protagonists will do to survive, and what these antagonists will do. It kind of a little bit reminds me of that ending of Escape Room, where you have the people who made it towards the end, and then they start killing people to try to survive. It's that kind of thing. It's just it's not afraid to cross that boundary of just being a ruthless movie where people do what they have to survive. And I feel the horror in this is just very well done. It's not super scary, but it's just really enjoyable and fun to watch. And Katie Stevens is the main character in this, and she gives a decent performance, even though she's the classic horror protagonist. So it's some of this might be predictable, but she adds some layers to it with she had some trauma, and she's experiencing trauma now, and you see how it really affects her, and everything that's going on with her. Now, I will say, there are some, backstory elements to this that I wasn't, huge on, and, the way these characters are, laid out for you isn't the greatest. It felt for a lot of it just a cheap group of, high school kids who are, immature and stupid, and, fit into, an archetype, basically, just, having that certain trait about them. I feel they could have done better at showing you more nuanced, enjoyable characters than just that, but that's just me. And some of the backstory with this main character isn't, I didn't like a super ton. And I don't want to give spoilers, but the ending to this movie, I don't know, man, but at the same time, the ending was something new and creative that kind of diverted away from the typical horror cookie cutter ending, and I kind of appreciated it. But also at the same time, the movie at this point had shown you just twist after twist, which is great and all to have, but then it felt the movie was ending And then there's like this one last twist, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Um, I mean, I guess it was good. It was just like, okay, you're just gonna throw me one more thing, huh? Couldn't just end it there, right? Like, all right. But yeah, I really like this movie. It's a fun time. I mean, it's on Shudder. I definitely recommend it. So for a rating, I'm going to give this movie an 8.8 out of 10. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching Horror October. This looks like the end, or is it? See you guys in the next video.